Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kasey LeAlma, and today I want to talk about how to make and use a cash flow in your personal finances. So if this sounds pretty interesting to you, please stick around. First though, if you not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now so that you get updates. If you hit the little bell, you'll get notified when I release new videos, which I do every Thursday. I would love to have you here in the community. Okay, so I wanted to talk about cash flow. Cash flow is the net amount of cash being transferred into and out of a business, but we can apply the same concept to our personal finances. The net of bills being paid and the paychecks being earned are basically the same thing. And sometimes life is busy, and finances are the area of life that can become overwhelming to us. This is where creating a budget and using a cash flow come in handy. I use a cash flow system to predict and estimate where I might possibly overdraw my checking account. And I don't know if you're like me, but I dislike, very high dislike, being charged to use my own money. A normal overdraft fee is around $25 to $35, and those can hit pretty hard if you're not careful, and they can be overwhelming. I mean, this is an additional fee that you pay. If you don't have money to cover what's coming out of your checking account, then you get hit with charges because you didn't have money in your checking account, and it's just a vicious cycle. So I personally use my cash flow system to help me estimate and predict when I possibly might need to transfer money from my emergency fund into my main checking account where all my bills are paid. I mean, basically in your check registry that you get with most checks that you order, you have a place where you can write down everything that comes out and everything that comes in. I just go a little bit further, and I go ahead and write down like estimates for the entire month. And I find this easier to do in an Excel spreadsheet. And you don't have to use Excel. It's a Microsoft product because it does cost money to have Excel. Some alternatives are Google Sheets, which is free and very similar to Excel. I will be showing you my cash flow in Excel because I did pay for Excel because I prefer it myself compared to Google Sheets, but it's still calculating this cash flow. You can do it in either one. I just have a preference to Excel. I use it for work every day. Multiple times a day. I'm always opening a spreadsheet in Excel to do work, and so that's just what I gravitate towards. So in a minute I'm going to flip around and show you how I make my cash flow and go through a zero-base scenario budget. Okay guys, here is a sample cash flow. These are not real numbers. I just put them together to show you how I use a cash flow in my budgeting. So over here I have some income numbers and some bills, and this is called a zero-based budget, sorry. So our mysterious person here works and this is based on a month expenses. So she has a day job that makes her $2,400 in a month, and then a side hustle that makes her $1,000 a month. And I use this cash flow with estimates, and then when I get real numbers, I input the real numbers into the spreadsheet. And one thing I will note is this is Microsoft Office, Excel, but you can do this in Google Sheets. Google Sheets is free, and I believe you can get a version of Excel free too, if you were wanting to do this. So the total that she makes is $3,400 a month, though there's $850 of taxes that are taken out, so she only brings home $2,550. Now her bills, she has a mortgage of $650, a car note of $350, utilities run $350, groceries she spends $600. She spends roughly $200 on eating out. She has a health bill that she pays $100 each month on, and she puts $300 towards her savings account. So the total expenses are $2,550. So her net income minus expenses is $0. So what I do here is on this side of the spreadsheet, I list out in the row columns what the bill name is, and then at the bottom I put the income. Okay, so on the first, her mortgage comes out for $650. I put that she spent $200 on groceries at the first of the month, but she gets paid on the first of the month, and she gets $900 out of the $224 out of her income. And then I put here that she has $500 in her checking account. So this balance down here should match to your checking account at any point when you have the real numbers in there. It won't match until you do that. Okay, so as we're going through here, I've just kind of put in different, say she spent $200, but then, oh, she went to the store and had to spend another $50 on the 6th. She ate out on the 2nd, she ate out on the 7th, and she ate out on the 12th. Her car note came due on the 12th. So you put these in as negatives because they're bills that you paid out. And then we're estimating that she got $900. So as you can see, her account is $500, $450, $400, $400. And then on this 12th here, she goes to 0. So this is what you kind of need to look out for, because if this is showing that you're going to be negative, then you may need to move cash into your checking account so you don't overdraw your checking, or possibly push out a bill. So I'll just scroll over a little bit. So on this day, I had her going to the grocery store on the 14th. Say that she goes every 2 weeks and she spends a pretty chunk for groceries. Well, she's going to overdraw her checking account on the 14th, so maybe she needs to wait until she gets paid on the 15th. So then you're just estimating it out. Okay, so she's not going to go this day, but she's going to go this day and spend. So then she's you know, she's still zero here and she wants to be careful and not spend any more money. But she now can see in the future that, okay, I need to make my groceries last until I get paid again. Like, I need to be thoughtful in the purchases that I make and what I'm making at home and, you know, eating out. Or she could always be like, well, I am going to be zero, so I don't necessarily need to eat out on the 7th or the 12th. And then she's back to $100. So I use this to forecast out and just look for those negative numbers. I put the whole month in, and I put estimates. Most of my bills are fixed. There's very little that are variable, like my utility. For me, my utility is like in the height of winter and the height of summer, my bill will fluctuate like $100. But other than that, it usually stays around the same amount. So I go ahead and I do this for a whole month, just so I put everything in and I can make sure that there's no negatives. And then if I find a negative number, then I kind of look and see, okay, well, I need to make groceries stretch. I need whatever I buy for $200, I need to make it stretch longer. So maybe I need to buy, you know, more pasta-based recipes and have that pasta drawn out more. Are just some like easy things that you can do. Or do a lot of crock pot recipes where you can cook, you know, and then eat on the rest of the week. So I do that, and then when things actually come in, so like, okay, groceries fluctuate. So instead of spending $200 on the 1st, I actually spent $250. And I'm like, holy crap, that's way too much. I needed like toilet paper and paper towels and plates and dishwashing soap and stuff like that. And those can get pretty expensive pretty fast. So, you know, my grocery bill went up that time. But I ended up clearing, after taxes, $1,000 from my work. So then you put in the new numbers, so you can see, okay, I don't have any negatives, I'm still looking good. And then as you get new bills in, you would put in the actual amount and just make sure. And I balance this to my checking account and I just mark it off. Okay, so on the 8th, I balanced to my checking account, and then I just color it in and be like, that's the last time I balanced it. Everything behind here is actual numbers. They're actually in there. So, and then you just keep going. And so like this time, I didn't make 900, I made 800 instead. But I'm still doing okay. I still have enough money. And then, okay, so this is the hustle. This is the money I make from the hustle, and it was a very bad month. I only made $250, but I'm still doing okay. There's no negatives, no nothing yet. It gets really close by the end of the month, but again, on the 1st, I'll get paid again from my daytime job, so I'll be okay. But you just keep doing this, and you kind of you estimate the whole month, see where everything is, see if you need to move around some bills. If you have something that if it's set up in your bank account and you have it to automatically go out on a certain date, you may have to go in there and adjust that date so that you don't overdraw your account, because personally for me, I get very frustrated when I get charged a fee for using my money how I want, and from banks and stuff. I do not like using ATMs that charge you a fee, and I do not like getting charged any kind of fees in my bank account. If I overdraft and I get charged a fee, I get really mad at myself. I hate being charged to use my money. So I use this cash flow, and I call it a cash flow. You can call it whatever you want if you don't really like that term, but this just helps me know when I might need to move some money from my emergency fund to cover something, and then maybe have to move it back at a later date. So this just helps me visualize what I need to do for that month. And sometimes it also like, okay, I really can't spend, like my normal grocery bill is $600. I really can't spend $600 on a bill this month. So I need to look for alternative budget saving meals to make for my family or something like that. So that's how I use the cash flow. I would love to hear your questions on this. If you have any questions, I am not a certified financial planner, or I am just using this for my own budgeting purposes. And this I thought might help some of you guys out there with your budgeting and keeping your family afloat. It's definitely hard times, and everyone who is on this debt-free journey will know that every penny needs to go allocated to a certain way. So this just helps me keep on track with my goals and my family's goals, and I hope that it helps you too. Please don't hesitate to ask me any questions about setting this up. Oh, I will show you that. Okay, so this equals your beginning balance. So it's whatever balance you have in your checking account. And then this balance equals the sum of the top plus all your bills and your income. And then this top here equals the bottom. So like you're always bringing, here's the ending balance, here's the beginning balance. They should equal. And then all you have to do is pull. In most programs like this, Excel or Sheets, when you see this little cross here, you can just pull it over and it will pull the formula. So if I delete it, then I would just pull it over and then it copies my formula. So now this beginning balance is pulling from this ending balance, and this beginning is pulling from this ending. So you can see it does that. So that's how this is set up. Very easy, very straightforward, but if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed and thought that this was useful for you in your personal lives. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me on setting something up like this similar for you personally. The numbers I used were not real. They are not my financials. They were just numbers that I made up. I thought they were pretty accurate and like averages on certain costs and bills that come in. So if you liked this video and thought it was useful, please give a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It helps my channel grow. And if you have any comments at all, please don't hesitate to put them down there. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you do this technique, if you do it in a different format. I used to do this in my check registry. I would just future date everything and write all the estimates out on paper form, but I have found over the years that putting in Excel that actually calculates the totals, and having the math done for me is super easy and saves me some time. So I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.